Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we're learning more about a case where a man was arrested after trying to meet up with a minor. And one county implements a new emergency warning system.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Caroline Mueller here with you on this January 13th. The time is now 5:31, so let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Megan Desmond for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, seeing that snow in the forecast is kind of strange. It's been a while since we've really expected anything.
Yeah,
like
I know.
that.
I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah.
Not had any first alert weather days in quite some time. I know we've got a couple of those coming up here.
Yeah, this is actually our first string of first alert weather days for 2026. So that starts up on Wednesday and will continue through next Monday. So for today, it's looking like a normal forecast, just a tad chilly this morning. Here's what we're seeing out and about. Mixture of some 20s and 30s. So again, pretty cold to start off the day, but pretty average for mid-January. By the afternoon, though, we will be warmer than average in the mid to upper 50s. And the nice and sunny skies will take over, making it feel just a little bit better. So here's a look at satellite and radar. A little bit of clouds right now as we're hanging into our Virginia counties. But all in all, not too bad of a forecast, especially when you consider it's just going to get warmer from here. Again, some mid to upper 50s for the afternoon around that 3 o'clock time frame with sunny to mostly sunny skies. Caroline.
Sounds good, Megan. Thanks. The Pike County Sheriff's Office arrested Gregory Sizemore last Tuesday after deputies say he tried to meet a minor for sex in exchange for money. The 63-year-old from Manchester was met by Captain Jesse Day at Grandview Plaza Shopping Center. According to an arrest citation, Sizemore was planning to take the minor back to the Corbin, London area. Deputies say they got the tip from social services and say the two had been in contact through a social media app.
Just be interactive with your juveniles, no matter the age. Kind of keep up with who they're in contact with, because these predators come from far away to anywhere. They'll go anywhere.
Sizemore was taken to the Kentucky River Regional Jail and faces several charges, including attempted human trafficking. A preliminary hearing is set for January 20th. In Pulaski County, a man accused of killing his father and grandfather had a court appearance yesterday. We were told that Austin Prather had gone through an evaluation with the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center, and that report is not back yet. In addition to being accused of shooting and killing his dad and granddad, Prather was also accused of trying to kill his grandmother. The incident happened back in November of 2023. Prather has another court date set for January 22nd. A Johnson County man has pleaded guilty in a federal video voyeurism case. Henry Richer admitted to producing child sexual abuse material. Court documents say by pleading guilty, Richer would have to register as a sex offender upon his release from prison. The incident happened last September when Richer was accused of filming a teenage girl undressing herself without her consent. Richer is currently being held in the Boyd County Detention Center. A former London firefighter has sued the city for discrimination. Mackenzie Johnson worked for the department full-time for around 3 years. She says during that time her co-workers discriminated against her and harassed her because of her gender and sexuality. Jackson was the department's only female firefighter and is openly gay. The lawsuit also says she was treated worse after being hurt on the job in 2023 and after her father accused the city of discrimination against him that same year. Jackson was fired last fall. She says the city did it as retaliation. Jackson wants a judge to say the city violated the Kentucky Civil Rights Act and give her financial compensation. A street has closed in a busy part of Ashland. It's on the 29th Street, and it may impact the daily commute for some. It extends from Lexington Avenue to Winchester Avenue, a stretch of road with a number of businesses and drivers passing through on a daily basis. Local and business traffic will be allowed, but all truck traffic must detour to 25th Street. Emergency access will also be maintained in the area. Officials say the construction project may last up to 2 weeks.
What they're actually doing is installing a manhole on a sewer line. The manhole is going to allow us to get access to the sewer to be able to put a liner inside that sewer so that we don't have to open excavate it to repair it.
Officials say the project could be finished sooner than that, but in the meantime, they recommend drivers find an alternate route when possible. When emergencies happen or potentially dangerous weather is on the way, getting critical information quickly can make a big difference. Pike County just implemented a system already in use in other parts of the state. Andrew Colgrove shows us why officials are strongly encouraging residents to sign up.
An alert system is now available for people in Pike County, coming up on the 1-year anniversary of devastating flooding.
And this is what it'll look like on a mobile device.
Pike County Emergency Management Director Nee Jackson is urging residents to sign up for the system called HyperReach, saying it could potentially save lives.
The more people that we have sign up, the more that we're able to get the messages out there.
He says those who sign up will be sent notifications about all types of emergencies, including winter storm, flash flood or tornado warnings, shelter in places. Also, notifications will be sent to people in specific areas about situations like boil water advisories.
Or if it was an accident that had hazardous materials involved, we can do that as well.
Notifications can be sent through texts, emails. Also, audio messages can be sent to landline phones.
Instead of one of our first responders doing a boat rescue, if it's a flooding situation, that person or persons could possibly get out and get to higher ground before they get surrounded by water.
Gary Hilton says high water got into his grandmother's house a few years ago, and being able to be warned ahead of time about potential flooding is a huge benefit.
Seconds and minutes really count.
Jackson says 30 counties in Kentucky are using this same service, so if anybody who lives in Pike County is traveling to one of those areas, maybe to see family, they can get notifications there as well. Andrew Colgrove, WSAZ, Pikeville.
If you'd like to learn how to sign up for that service, we've got details on this story on our website, WYMT.com. Kentucky schools are making the change from the ACT to the SAT this spring, and Hardin County schools are preparing for this change. Chief Academic Officer for Hardin County Schools, Greg Sutton, says the SAT offers more benefits to students, such as adaptive questions, a shorter test length, and a focus on critical thinking.
The ACT did have an English, math, or reading, and a science section. What you see about the SAT is it doesn't necessarily have a section specific to science. It's primarily reading, writing, and math. But what they do is they integrate the science questions across the different sections within the test.
Sutton also says the SAT is accepted nationwide and at many Kentucky schools such as UK, U of L, WKU, and EKU. Questions are now being raised about how some of Kentucky's optometrists were licensed and what that could mean for patient care. Records show more than 20 optometrists were approved to practice in Kentucky without passing all parts of the required national exam. For years, the state licensing board waived portions of that test and last summer even allowed a Canadian exam to substitute for part of the U.S. requirement. The national group's president, Michael Olshan, doesn't understand why Kentucky's board made these decisions.
This idea of substituting this part for that part or not requiring a certain part honestly makes no logical sense to me.
Now the National Testing Organization is pushing back, and the Kentucky Attorney General's office has ruled part of the board's practice illegal. The board has since changed course, issuing an emergency rule that requires all optometrists to pass every part of the national exam by 2027. Kentucky Speedway in Gallatin County may never see another race. The Speedway has not hosted a race since 2020 and has the seating to hold more than 100,000 people. Officials in Gallatin County are now considering rezoning the property for industrial use.
In the conversations that we've had about, hey, let's get to racing, I think the idea is racing's probably not coming back in the foreseeable future. For me, with this particular property, the zone change is just to say, hey, if we're not going to race, let's market the property.
Properties around the Speedway have already been listed for sale, and county officials say the owners have no objections to a zone change. 5 young women were crowned to serve as princesses for this year's Kentucky Derby Festival. The royal court was announced inside the Dillards in Mall St. Matthews in Louisville. Each of the princesses were handpicked out of nearly 100 applicants. The coveted title comes with a $2,000 scholarship and the chance to experience all of the Kentucky Derby Festival events. There are more than 70 of them. One of the women chosen says the duties go far beyond wearing a dress and a tiara.
I think that when you talk about a Derby princess, or when you talk about a princess in general, people automatically think of the dresses and the crowns and all of those things. But I think the important thing to remember is it's so much more than that. All of the ladies that are surrounding me have done amazing things, and they're super involved within their community, within their schools. And I think that that's the lasting impression that I would like to leave on anybody that we meet.
One of the 5 princesses will be crowned the Derby Festival Queen by a spin of the wheel at the annual Phyllis Derby Ball. That is set for March 28th at the Omni Louisville Hotel. Coming up, the Star Trek universe is expanding. That and more in a look of today's Eye on Entertainment.
And I'll have the most recent look at how much snow you can expect this week.